What is purpose? You might hear the word purpose a lot on the internet, in movies, in media, but what actually is a purpose? I hope that by the end of this video you will perfectly know what a purpose is, and you'll have a sort of mental realization, a revelation of sorts. A new door will open for you that will reveal a new course in life that you would have never taken before. I have my notes right here to make everything clear and explain everything as goodly as well as possible for you. What is a purpose? You might hear purpose a lot, and in videos people will keep mentioning purpose, to stay on your purpose, in the context of to stay on the grind. While grinding is a very good method, and it is certainly not bad, absolutely not, purpose is way more than just that. Purpose goes way deeper than that. Grinding is what you do to achieve your purpose. So, what is purpose? Well, purpose is a thing that your mind is currently focused on. It is what you are obsessed about if you have no distractions whatsoever. Imagine if you were in a cell, no distractions, nothing, just almost an empty box. What is it that your mind would deviate towards? What is it that you would almost daydream about? What is it that you truly desire? That is your purpose. Most likely your purpose includes something with progress. You might mistake a purpose for what you're just thinking about, even though you might be thinking about, watching YouTube videos. That's just because you need a dopamine reset kind of, and you're too much into the distractions. That is not your purpose, of course. What is it that your mind really wants? What is it that you want? And most likely that thing is something that includes progress. In the Way of the Superior Man, it says that we all, as a masculine man, we all have a core desire. We all have a core desire in life and a purpose that we are born for and should live and strive to achieve. What you can compare purpose to, and how I like to describe it, is that a purpose is the current chapter of your life. It is something your soul, mind, and body all are obsessed over as an aligned force. They all desire this one thing as an aligned force. And the question is, what chapter are you on right now? Purpose isn't just one thing. People will look at a purpose and they'll think it's just this one goal that they have to achieve. It's just this one end goal. That is not purpose. That is your core desire. But no one knows what this core desire truly is. What we do know is what's stacked on top of it. I like to call this the purpose onion, because the purpose onion, how purpose works is you have a core desire that we don't know what it is, and you have layers stacked on top of each other all over this core purpose, this core desire. And each layer is like a chapter of your life that you have to complete. Purpose works like a book. You don't know what the moral of the book is until you finish the book. You have to read each chapter very carefully, and at the end of the book, once you've completed each chapter, then you'll know what the moral is. It's the same thing for purpose. You have to complete each purpose layer and each chapter of your life separately, and then you'll know what your core desire is. Because this works in purpose layers and it works in chapter of your life, you have to focus and obsess utterly and relentlessly on one purpose layer. To complete that layer and then move on to the next. If you are directionless and you don't know what your current purpose layer is, you don't know what you should be doing right now, do what I said before. Cut out all distractions for a while and just think about what your purpose is. This is not the same as monk mode. Monk mode is when you're already driving towards your purpose. You're already reading the chapter to move on to the next chapter. You're already completing the purpose layer. Cutting out all distractions to focus on finding your purpose is just that. Cut out you're not even doing any work. A method I suggest is stare at your wall. No distractions, no pen, no paper, not even daydreaming, not even thinking about anything. Just staring at a wall. Or close the curtains, close the door, and a dark room. And sit in a dark room. Do this for hours, days, if needed. Not many men will go this far. If you really are directionless, if you really have the feeling that you have no purpose, you need extreme. You need the absolute extreme. You can't just be kind of balanced. Like, oh no, I guess I'll just find it. I'll just write some stuff like that. That doesn't really interest me, but I guess it might. No. If you really feel like you're directionless, you have to cut out all distractions to the point that your mind will get so bored, it will start fantasizing about stuff you really want. And that will be your purpose. If you are totally dopamine, you've reset your dopamine. You're cut out, you're gone from all distractions, and your mind is just bored now, and you start thinking about a band or music, fantasizing about you being on stage, then that is your purpose layer. So do this if you feel like you're directionless. I want to go back to another quote from Superior Man. And that's the chapter that we're going in right now. Align 100% of your focus. No, align 100% of your life towards your purpose. As I said, once you've found your purpose layer, you have to focus utterly and relentlessly on completing that purpose layer. A superior man focuses entirely on their purpose. Now you might have a bad vision of this. You might be thinking that this is a bad thing. Because in the Superior Man, which is my Bible by the way, they describe that the purpose is even more important than family, than friends. And this is not because you hate family and friends. No, on the contrary. It's because you love them. Because a man with direction and purpose is a strong masculine man. A man that is fulfilling his desires and his purpose in life and knows what he's doing. He's happy, he has testosterone, he's grateful, he's masculine, he's a superior man. That is the kind of man the children will respect and their wife will love. But you don't have that vision, do you? There is a reason you've not been doing this so far. There's a reason you've not been finding your purpose and fulfilling your purpose so far. There's a reason you haven't made any sacrifices yet. Because, as I said, if you want to align 100% of your life towards your purpose, then of course there are going to be sacrifices for that. You have to focus on this one purpose, meaning you can't focus on everything else. Your focus is this ball. Just imagine this focus is just this circle. That is your focus. And in this ball are all kinds of arrows. There's an arrow pointing there, and an arrow pointing there, and an arrow pointing there, and an arrow pointing there. That's what you are currently. Your focus is in all kinds of different areas. One arrow might be gym, one might be studying, one might be business. That's too many purposes in once. You will never progress in any of these because you are busy with too many purposes and too many goals at once. What you must do is align your focus and direct your arrow of focus in one direction. That is what your focus should be like, because your life has to be built around your purpose layer. And once that purpose layer is done, you can have another ball of focus now pointing to also one direction, but this one direction will be about a different purpose. This focus ball might have been about the gym, and this will now be a focus ball pointing towards the business. So you've completed gym and business, and then you'll move on to the next. That is how your focus and your layer works. For some reason, you've not been willing to make sacrifices. And you might view this as a bad thing to take purpose over family. And there's a reason for that. My channel originally started off talking about movies. My first ever video was about male abuse being used as comedy in movies. And I'm very happy I can use this kind of analogy again, because the reason you think like this is because your mind has been influenced by media to think this way. I'm not completely saying, oh, it's been propaganda, but it kind of is. Let's just take a scenario, a random scenario. I'm just going to put my notes over here. Just envision, this is not a specific movie, just envision a typical movie. Envision a movie wherein a man quits his job to follow his dream and his purpose of becoming a novelist. Think about that. Just think about that for a while. In this movie that you're envisioning right now, this man is not happy doing his work, is he? He's not sitting there with a smile on his face because he's accomplishing his dreams, for Christ's sake. His wife isn't there fully supportive and loving towards her husband that he's following his dream and he's become so passionate and they're even more in love. His children or child suddenly respects him immensely. Everything is going amazingly, and if there is a setback, he handles it stoically and well. That's not what you're envisioning, is it? What you're seeing, or what we're seeing, maybe now you're envisioning it because I described it. What you were seeing was a man that quit his job to follow his dream. And it will start off with like a smile on his face, but how will it continue? This man will suddenly start getting a setback, and he won't handle it stoically, and he'll start feeling empty and depressed, following his purpose. He'll enter a midlife crisis, and he'll break family bonds. His wife will start hating him, the children will start hating him, because he's following his dreams and purpose. Which is just weird. It's just weird to think about. A man that's following his dreams and his purpose, he's supposed to be full of testosterone. He's supposed to be an incredibly masculine man because he's following his dreams, for Christ's sake. He's doing way more than the average person. But because he made a sacrifice, the media is portraying it as like, come on guys, come on. The wife has to pull him back. In these movies, the man made a masculine decision to follow his dreams. And in the real world, where if you have a wife, this wife will fall in love with you even more because you're following your dreams this much and you have this direction. You might actually just become better sexually because you have higher testosterone. You're happy with your life. But in movies, it's like the wife pulling the husband back, like, "Oh, come on, go back to your job. You're ruining this family. Oh, come on, Kevin." No. And it's just like these movies are essentially just saying, "Don't follow your dreams. You're fucking stupid. Come on, come work. Don't follow your dreams. Don't become a high-value man with actual testosterone levels and a dream and happiness. Work for us. Work for us 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, 40 years, and then die a slow death. Come on, guys. No one wants to actually follow their dreams. You're gonna die if you follow your dreams because everyone's gonna hate you." Come on, guys. Just go back to uni, okay? Go back to university. Have like the most stressful years of your life, or like just like 5 years, and then just have a normal job. Join the rat race and hate your life for 40 years. Come on, guys. Silly you. Silly boop. That is not the case. Don't think that is. I know I'm a teenager, okay? You might look at me and just think, what does this guy know? I'm not a parent. I do have I do have a father. That's like the equivalent of saying I'm not racist. I have a black friend. Come on, guys. At least I have a father. No, okay, but I'm not a father myself. But I can imagine that if I follow my dreams and I have direction in life, that I will be the unhappy one in this situation. So don't look at these movies and take them as facts. Because these movies will portray men that are following their dreams as they're ruining their own life. As if following your dream is hurting yourself and actively ruining your life. This is not the case. In fact, it's the opposite. But of course, you need sacrifice to achieve these things. You'll need to sacrifice stuff. Anything. Maybe it will be your job. You might, maybe it's your job. Maybe it's some of your time. It's the time you usually spend hanging out with your friends or drinking buddies more so. You used to hang out with your escapism and drinking buddies and played video games on Friday night. These are things you just have to sacrifice. There is time and effort you have to sacrifice to put in. Remember the focus ball. Remember the ball of focus. One direction. Not like the band, but just the arrow is pointing into one direction. So that's for you to figure out. I can't decide what it is, but I just want you to know that whatever your mind is making excuses for right now and is kind of defending, that's the thing you should execute. And that's the thing you should sacrifice. Because that's the thing holding you back. Now you've made sacrifices, you know your purpose, you've worked on your purpose layer, and you've actually peeled it back. And now what? I've been hyping up this concept of like purpose as like this massive something, but once you reach your purpose, it's actually quite a bummer. Everything in life, when you've achieved, it's the same thing with leveling up in a video game. They're like completionists and they will complete a video game 100%, but they'll never feel completed when they've completed the video game. They'll just move on to the next to make new progress. And it's the exact same thing with purpose. You'll work so hard on this one purpose layer and you'll achieve it and it'll just kind of be like, oh, okay. Because it was never of course, love the journey as much as possible, but it was never. Oh no, it's the opposite. It was never about the destination. Of course, we wanted to reach the destination, but it was always about the journey. We loved the progress that we made. It was the progress and driving towards this point, focusing all our attention on this purpose and slowly but surely achieving more and more of this purpose layer. That's what made it so good. It wasn't reaching the actual purpose that made it feel so good, because as a man, we're almost always focused on a destination. We don't eat a meal with the intention of I'm going to enjoy every bite as much as possible. No, we focus on finishing that meal. And it's the same with purpose. But once you've actually reached that purpose, it's the journey that we focus on. You won't actually feel anything by reaching the purpose, because now you'll just move on to the next purpose layer and you'll make progress in there. That's the fun of it. So don't be disappointed when you feel kind of disappointed when you've reached the purpose. This is just a way of life. This is how we men operate. It's kind of like a defense mechanism. It's how we're built. We are born and just made to progress. Once we've reached something, we move on to the next thing. And now for one final thing, this kind of ties in with sacrifice. Build your day around your purpose. I'm not going to go in detail about this because I've made a full video about this actually. The dopamine detox video. I'll have a card pop up right here. But this video explains how you, in a schedule format and systematically, align your day and your mind and your focus with your purpose, with your goals. I'll go into detail about that. So combined with sacrifice, so the sacrifices you've made, you now fill up with tasks for your purpose. I go in massive detail in this video, so I'm not going to go into it here. But yeah, that's all I want to say for this video. It's a short video. It's 20 minutes long, but I managed to say all I wanted to say. You don't need much more. That I could go in more detail and give you more examples, but it's not needed because I gave you all the info you need to find your purpose and to know perfectly well what it is you truly desire. So check out the dopamine detox video. Watch some of my other videos if you're interested or not. Once again, because time is valuable. So maybe not. So maybe if you don't get any value out of my videos and there's not a video currently that speaks to you as like, oh, that's valuable. That's for my purpose layer currently. Don't watch it because that time that you are spending on that video could be time spent on developing and reaching your purpose layer. This was Tempest Zanger once again, signing off.